Hey everyone, this is Drake Bell, and you're watching Childhood DVD Fan right here on YouTube.
Really cool question here. Of course, really bittersweet because we're talking about our favorite, most complicated person. What a perfect way to say it. You said it. Favorite, most complicated person, Aaron Carter. And so many memories with Aaron. Where do I start? You know, I haven't really spoke publicly about this because really wanted to give the family time to grieve and didn't feel it was my place to really weigh in all that much other than just really, of course, expressing sadness at the passing of Aaron. But around the time that Aaron's Party came out, that was 2000, and O-Town, we were touring nonstop. You know, we were out on tour with Britney Spears, opening up for the Dream Within a Dream tour, which was amazing. We were going on tour with all different pop stars at that time, the early 2000s. Dream, you remember Dream? Out with other bands, including Aaron Carter's band. And we would go on shows and do shows on the road where Aaron was also performing. So, you know, you do a lot of radio performances, you do a lot of tours, lots of times you end up doing mashups with other bands. LFO, Aaron Carter, Britney Spears, Take Five, a lot of those bands of the day. And Aaron, I want to say that Aaron was so genuine and so authentic about his love and passion for music and his love for his fans. Every single time I ever interacted with Aaron and we would be hanging out, we would go somewhere, maybe we'd be on the way to the meet and greet, he would stop and he would sign every autograph he could. He'd take every picture he could. He always wanted to give back to the fans, and Aaron was constantly singing a tune, even when it was time off backstage. He was constantly singing. He was constantly playing an instrument. He was constantly dancing. He was so full of energy and so full of life and so full of enthusiasm and you could tell just a real incredible passion for what he was doing. It was like he was born to do it, just born to be a performer, a natural performer. And I'll never forget as well, because of those bonds that we made at that time, Aaron being on the road with O-Town, playing a lot of the same shows, you get to make these friendships and you become sort of this family, because the experience of being on the road, the experience of being on tour is so unique. You end up becoming a road family. And that sense of family was really clear to me because years afterwards, I was sitting at a breakfast spot on 3rd Street in LA. It's called Toast. It's like a breakfast spot called Toast on 3rd Street. And I'll never forget, all of a sudden I turned around from across the room. I saw Aaron sitting at the back of the restaurant, and he sees me and he literally jumps out of his chair and he's like, Ashley, gets up, comes over, sits at my table, gives me a big hug, sits there with me for about 20 minutes to catch up. And he's like, I want to collaborate. I want to get in the studio. How have you been? He was so gracious and so loving. The kind of person that would give you the shirt off their back. I mean, that was the kind of impression you always got from Aaron, that he was just a really loving soul. And of course, when the news hit, you know, you just feel like, is there something you could have done, you know? And I know everybody feels that way. I know people who were connected to Aaron, and even people, you know, who weren't in the inner circle of Aaron's life at that time. You know, I hadn't talked to Aaron in a while since that meetup. I saw him in LA, but you always think like, is there something I could have said? Could I have reached out? You know, could I have done more? Because anytime that happens with a young performer, it's another one that we lost too soon, and it's a special one with Aaron Carter because he was so young when he got started. He grew up in the industry, and I remember on the road, he always had a teacher that was tutoring him. He was always like having to go off and do his homework. And, on some level, when that happens, you don't have a normal childhood, Michael Jackson's another example of someone that grows up performing on the road, on tour, and you don't have a normal childhood and you don't get that normal sense of development in your life. And so seeing him struggle and, a lot of people recognizing there towards the end that maybe Aaron wasn't really in a great place, you can't help but feel like, could I have done something? Could I have said something? And I just really, in honor of Aaron's memory, I just want to say that he will always have a special place in my heart as an incredibly talented performer and an amazing human being, a gem of a human being. He always showed me kindness and love and respect and warmth. And anytime you were around him, you just felt good. He was the life of the party. And so that's my memory of Aaron Carter. And I just want to say I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to share my memory, because I haven't had a chance to really open up and talk about it, and still grappling with everything that happened. And I know a lot of us are, and a lot of people will be grieving Aaron forever. And that will always be a testament to the impact that he made as a performer and as an incredible talent. So thank you.
Hey, this is Jonathan Goldstein Walter from Drake and Josh. I just want to thank you for watching Childhood DVD Fan right here on YouTube.